Time for the delusional takes. Time to predict the top 7 leagues around Europe. I'm going by the UEFA coefficient for top 7 leagues. So that is the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Ligue 1, Eredivisie, and Liga Portugal. We'll be predicting the winner of each league, and then I'm going to give a bold prediction I think will happen this season. Of course, these takes are going to be terrible, and by the end of this season, it will go from Michael Talks Football morphing into Fraud Talks Football. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League? Who do you think is going to win Serie A? Who do you think is going to win the Eredivisie, Liga Portugal? Let me know your predictions in the comments down below and give me one bold prediction. Don't be scared. Give me a crazy prediction you think will happen this season. So let's begin. I'm going to go with the easiest league to predict right now, and that is, of course, the Premier League. Just kidding. Ligue 1. PSG are going to win it. I don't think there's any doubts about it. They are by far the best team in France. They just won the Champions League. They won Ligue 1 last season. They won the Coupe de France. They didn't win the Club World Cup. They are such a superior team to any side right now in France. You can look at sides like Marseille, Monaco, and say, oh, they're doing some really good business. Nobody can touch this PSG side. They're from a different stratosphere compared to the other sides, and they will continue to dominate. If they get a goalkeeper like Lucas Xavier, I mean, that is a crazy pickup. And we don't know the circumstances around Donnarumma, whether he's going to stay, whether he's going to sign a new contract. But having Lucas Xavier as a backup plan, I mean, elite recruitment. And they're just buying all the best talents possible right now in France. We'll see if they sign the likes of Zabani, but PSG, they will continue to roll. They are a young team. They're only going to get better, which is a scary predicament, I think, for the teams around Europe. So yeah, I think PSG are the easiest team to predict to win the league this season around Europe. Bold prediction for France. Now, this is going to be interesting. I think De Zerbi is going to get sacked. Marseille are the Kardashians of football. You don't know what to expect. In an instant, something can change. There's been a video leaked of De Zerbi and Kone, fighting, and De Zerbi just trying to show his macho status. It's like, we get it, De Zerbi. You're a good manager. You don't need to be an a-hole to the players. But we've seen this over and over again with Marseille. Decent first season, the second season, it collapses. And if you look at De Zerbi's track record in football, it's good for the first season. Second season kind of falls off, and now we're going to have to see how Marseille will balance the league and Champions League. I don't know why, I just have a funny feeling that De Zerbi is going to fall off in Marseille. They're going to have to do another rebuild. Do I believe he's a good manager? Yes, but you're in a toxic environment like Marseille. There's just a weird feeling in my brain saying he might get sacked. And another bold prediction, because I went with 2 for France because the league winners is so easy to predict. Monaco will finish outside the top 5. We're all getting giddy about, oh, look at Ansu Fati, look at Pogba, look at, obviously, Eric Dyer. But do you forget who the manager is? Ali Hutter. He's not a great manager. Yes, they will outscore teams, and they have a lot of good talent like Akaluche, Ben Seguir, Mika Biarritz. Obviously, Lamine Camara, I think, is a sensational midfielder. But the tactics-wise wasn't still the greatest. It was heavily reliant on the talent they have, and a lot of their players just really won them games last year. And again, they had to balance the Champions League, Ligue 1. Again, they did well last season to balance the 2 competitions. But we're all getting giddy and saying, oh, look at Pogba, he might be back. Ansu Fati, maybe he's resurrected. There's just a weird feeling for me that Monaco will finish outside the top 5 in Ligue 1, which would be a shock considering Lyon are falling off. Lille, they're kind of losing talents over and over again. So you kind of look at Monaco and saying, you should be certified top 3. So that's my Ligue 1 predictions. Let's go to the next league that is easiest to predict, and that is the Bundesliga. Of course, the winners will be Eintracht Frankfurt. No kidding. Bayern Munich, of course. Bayern Munich will win the league once again because the competition, there is no competition for this season. Bayer Leverkusen are in a rebuild. Dortmund, I don't know what they're trying to do because you need to sign defenders, and I haven't seen one defender linked to them or a midfielder who can just, obviously they signed Joe Bellingham. That's a good signing. They need another midfielder. They desperately need a center back. I haven't seen any links for that. I see them links to Fabio Silva. Okay, good bench option, but center back Dortmund. And yeah, you could talk about RB Leipzig. They're in a rebuild, so there's no competition for Bayern Munich. They will win the league. Vincent Kompany, I think, had a really good first season considering all the injuries they had to deal with. I think Diaz is a good signing, even though they overpaid for him, but that's Bayern Munich board's problem, not the team's problem. Bayern Munich will continue to strengthen their side. Maybe they need a left back option. Maybe they need another center back. And considering if Kim Min-jae leaves the team, they'll win the league quite convincingly. I'm going to say more than 10 points. And their objective is to go far in the Champions League this season. That should be the ultimate objective because the league, it will be done. Now, the bold prediction. Everybody could have a bold prediction of the Bundesliga saying, Bayer Leverkusen will finish outside the top 4. I still think they will get top 4, maybe like 4th position this season, considering it is Erik ten Hag's first season at the club. My bold prediction is Werder Bremen will finish in 5th place. A side that used to be a certified top 3, top 4 finish all the time, like in the late 2000s. Their last top 4 finish in the Bundesliga was way back in 2009-2010 season. Now, they've been getting stronger and stronger each season since they got back promoted to the Bundesliga. And I think this season, they get a 5th place finish. We always see this each season in the Bundesliga, whether it's Freiburg, Mainz, Eintracht Frankfurt last season. There's a surprise team that get a European spot. I wouldn't say Werder Bremen is like a surprise, but considering where they have been the last decade, if they get a 5th place finish, I think Mbangula, by the way, is a massive pickup for them. I think Werder Bremen will get a 5th place finish, and that will be my bold prediction. Now, let's get to some more intriguing picks, because I think the rest of the 5 leagues are a little bit difficult to predict who will win the league and a bold prediction. Let's start with the Eredivisie. I think this is going to be super fascinating to see how this goes down, because Peter Bosz and PSV, they've lost a lot of talent. Yes, they've made some good signings. Last season, they shouldn't have won the league. Ajax just completely bottled it in the last couple of games, and Ajax are just such a strange team. You know, obviously Heitinga taking over from Farioli because they didn't like his style of football. There was probably disagreements about the signings, but Ajax, I think they're going to be strong, but not strong enough. I just don't think they're going to win the league. So my bold prediction and league title winners for this season at Eredivisie is Feyenoord. Yes, I think Robert van Persie. Now, his first season, Heerenveen, they had some crazy games. What is it? They lost like 9-1 to AZ Alkmaar. But when he took over Feyenoord, you saw the performances gradually get better and better. They were dealing with such a crazy injury crisis last season, Feyenoord. That's why they were heavily affected in the league. While balancing the Champions League, they made it to the round of 16. Robert van Persie had a strong finish last season. They made some good... Boss, by the way, left back, quality. I know they lost Milambo and Hansko and these sort of players, but Feyenoord's business has been good. I'm a little bit worried because Ueda, if he can stay healthy, he can get 20 goals in the Eredivisie. If he gets injured, okay, that's where I'm a little bit concerned about Feyenoord, but they still got Haj Musa. They signed Sam Stein, who I think is a quality, creative number 10 for Feyenoord. I think they're going to be really strong. I think they did good business. I'm looking at this, right? PSV have kind of fallen off. Ajax, I can't trust. I think Feyenoord can leapfrog both of those teams and win the Eredivisie. That's going to be my bold prediction, but I'm really excited because I think any of the top 3 can win the league. It just depends on who's the most consistent throughout the season. Yes, that's easy to say, but we saw last season, Ajax didn't have a strong start. They were unbelievable in the middle part of the season. PSV, they were super strong at the start, weak in the middle, and then super strong at the end. So who can just be the most consistent throughout the season will win the Eredivisie. I think Feyenoord will do it, but it's going to be an exciting season, I think, in the Netherlands. Let's go crazy then. Let's go Premier League. Premier League is probably for me the most competitive league right now in Europe, with the top 4, the top 6, the relegation battle. You guys know I'm not like the biggest fan of the Premier League because I think it's overhyped. I think this season it warrants it. It's going to be Tarantino movie vibes going on in the Premier League because of the strength of the sides, the amount of money that is pumped in every season. But now you look at the teams, you're looking at Arsenal with the signings they've made, Zubamendi, Gyökeres. You look at Manchester City, they had a poor season last year with the signings they've made with Reinders, Cherki, Aït-Nouri. Look at Chelsea, Club World Cup winners, they signed João Pedro. I mean, you look at Chelsea and you're like, okay, you guys can get a little bit better. The Premier League is going to be super tough. So when you're thinking of a title winner, you could give 4 options. You could give Chelsea, you could give Liverpool, you could give Arsenal, and you could give Manchester City. Obviously, for me being a Liverpool fan and winning the league last year, it was such a great moment because everybody doubted Liverpool. Everybody said, oh, Arne Slot's going to get sacked halfway through the season. They're not going to finish in the top 4. Little did they know, Arne Slot is a brilliant manager. Tactically, knowing how to balance the team within the Champions League and the Premier League. Yes, they lost to PSG, but it was still a competitive game, at least the second leg, because the first leg, it was a PSG masterclass, even though they lost the game. I am liking the business Liverpool have done. I think Wirtz is just... How they signed Wirtz is a miracle to me. Because Wirtz is one of the best young talents in the world. People don't realize it. People didn't watch him at Bayer Leverkusen on a consistent basis. He is a sensational midfielder. Now, is he worth 120 million euros? No, I don't think any player is worth 100 million euros in today's market, but They paid the money. They realized Liverpool, okay, we need a little bit more creativity against low blocks. The problem Liverpool faced, I think, the last 6 months of the season was, yes, they were winning the games, but they weren't as dominant. They weren't as fluid compared to the first half of the season. I think they addressed that with Florian Wirtz signing. Then they signed Ekitike. I think Liverpool heavily overpaid for Ekitike. That's just my opinion. I think he's a good striker. We'll see if Liverpool still sign Alexander Isak. Then they signed Kerkez and obviously Frimpong on the fullback position. So Liverpool's window is good. And the fact they won the league and had this sort of window, I think it strikes fear to a lot of teams around the Premier League. Because if Liverpool just signed 2 players and there you're looking at the business of Arsenal, you're looking at the business of Manchester City, you're like, okay, Liverpool might not be winners again next season. But the fact that Liverpool have made these signings, it's like, that's a statement of intent. Liverpool want to dominate the league now for the next couple of years. And I think it's great business. And I'm really just excited to see how Arne Slot is going to do with this team. But title winners, if people pick Arsenal, you can go ahead because they signed Yerkeres. Everybody was talking about, okay, Arsenal need a striker. Let's see with Arteta. This is really the make or break season for Arteta. If he doesn't win any trophies this season, I think the new sporting director will sack him. And rightfully so, because he's now had enough time. He's had enough funding. This is it for Arteta. Even if he wins the FA Cup, I think that's good enough. You have to pick up some silverware. And Arsenal will definitely be title contenders. Defensively strong, midfield-wise strong. It's just about the goal scoring. Not against like the top 6 teams. The thing that Arsenal have struggled with the last couple of years, the Southamptons, the West Hams, the Fulhams, those are the sides that have given a massive trouble to Arsenal. So if they can beat those teams, they can win the league. Man City will be back. I think everybody's poo-pooing them. Oh, look at the terrible season they had. Oh, look, they're regressing. No. I'm not being fooled. This is Pep Guardiola, one of the greatest managers of all time. They still got Haaland, Rodri, Ruben Diaz. They signed James Trafford as the backup goalkeeper. I would say defensively, they're going to be a liability still. But going forward, I mean, they can still score 4 or 5 against you. Maybe that's Pep's idea for this season. Let's just outscore everybody. Let's have a little bit of fun. Let's have Marmoush, Haaland, Cherki Foden on the field at the same time. If those 4 on the field at the same time, dear Lord, it's going to be trouble for some Premier League teams. Man City will definitely be there. The wild card is Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea are going to win the league, but Chelsea can definitely be title contenders. Again, like I said in a previous video, they give me the 17-18 Liverpool vibes. Very strong team, going to be very good in the cup competitions. That's why I think Chelsea will go far in the Champions League. The Premier League, they just might be a little bit inconsistent still to win the league. In a one-off game, and especially Chelsea going up against the top 4, the Arsenal, the Man Cities, and Liverpool, they could beat them on any day. So it's going to be an exciting season in the Premier League. For me, the title winners will be Liverpool because of the strength they have done in the transfer window, the team they still have. They still have Salah, Van Dijk, Alisson. The only issue I have for Liverpool is they got to sign a backup center back. Konate, we know with his injury trouble. They sold Kwanzaa. Gomez is now injured. If Liverpool can just sign a backup center back, that will give me more confidence. And if they sign Isak, oh boy, it's game over for the Premier League. For a bold prediction, maybe people will predict that West Ham will be relegated. Another bold prediction, maybe the promoted sides would stay up in the Premier League this season. My crazy prediction is I think Brighton will get 5th place in the Premier League this season. I think they've addressed what they needed to do for the last couple windows. Sign some center backs. Clearly, Fabio Hertzler wants to go with like a back 5 formation. So getting like a player like De Kuiper on the left wing back position, also completing the left back position, I think is fantastic business. Coppola, who they signed from the Serie A, really young and promising Italian center back. So I think Brighton, we know with their scouting, excellent scouting. Fabian Hertzler maybe has a little bit more pressure to do well. Yes, he learned from his mistakes last year. I think Brighton will step up this season. I think Newcastle, Aston Villa will regress. I think Spurs are going to still be a good side, but not get into the top 5. Man United, I think they will improve. Will they improve into a top 5 side this season? Not quite yet. I think Brighton will take advantage of sides playing in Europe and get a top 5 finish. So that's my bold prediction and my title winner of the Premier League. Let's move over to Portugal. I think this is going to be super exciting. I think all 3 sides are getting better and better. Yes, Sporting lost Vitierkeres, but they signed Luis Suarez. So they signed another proven goal scorer. Yes, it's from Almeria in the Segunda División of Spain. He's still a goal scorer, so Sporting did well there. They are hoping to keep Morten Hjulmand, which I think is a critical part in how well they have been doing the last couple of years. So I think Sporting are still strong. Then you look at the business of Benfica. Really good window. Now it's all on Bruno Lage. Bruno Lage has to perform with this team. Signing Richard Rios and Enzo Beaninchea, I mean, it's such good business from Benfica. The only problem I have with them is the right side. The right wing, they need to sign somebody. Because if Oktokoglu goes, I think they will definitely sign somebody for that right wing position. Because Di Maria leaving, Oktokoglu leaving, you need a good body in that position. So we'll see what Benfica are doing still with the window open. And Porto are definitely the outsiders in this because of the trouble they've had the last couple of years. Obviously, they had the Anselmi project, and that Anselmi project fell flat on their faces. Andres Villas-Boas, I think, has done well so far as the president of the club. Now hiring Farioli. I love Farioli. I think he did a remarkable job at Ajax considering the circumstances that Ajax were under to get them where they were. Yes, he bolted it at the end. I get it, but he still got them into that position. Now he's at Porto. This guy they signed from FC Copenhagen, Froholt, I haven't seen him play before. I didn't really see him at FC Copenhagen. Bro, this guy looks like a beast. It's been only one game, but I'm like, oh, okay, FC Porto, maybe they signed a beast of a midfielder. Then they still have Rodrigo Mora, who I think is going to absolutely explode this season. Porto are going to be a strong side, but my title winners are still going to be Benfica. I think they're going to be the most consistent. I think they have a very good defense, very good midfield. The attack just needs some fixing. But Pavlidis and Ivanovic, I mean, such a good pairing if you ask me for Benfica. The only problem is the right wing. Other than that, I think Benfica have the best squad. Bruno Lage has to be under pressure to deliver. If he doesn't win the league, he will be sacked. So I think Benfica are going to be title winners, but it's going to be super exciting with how good Sporting are. And now with the resurgence of Porto, an exciting season ahead in Portugal. And my bold prediction, I think Samu will get 30 goals. He had, 19 goals last season in Liga Portugal. I think it's going to be a crazy season for Samu. I'm predicting 30 goals, and then Porto will sell him for 85 million. Let's go over to Italy. Serie A. It's between two teams for me for the title. It's between Inter and Napoli. I would be shocked if Juventus are in the title race. I'll be shocked if Milan are in the title race. I just think those two sides, especially Juventus, they're just a car crash. They don't know what to do in the transfer window. They're trying to sell Douglas Luiz. They can't do that. What do we do with Vlahovic? It's just such a crazy scenario for Juventus. They need better players defensively. If you want to play this back five formation, if you're Tudor, you have to have ball-playing center backs and good defenders at the same time. They don't have that. Only Bremer, and that's it. Kalulu can do a decent job. I don't think Juventus are going to be the title race. Allegri with Milan, they're going to be much better compared to the garbage they served up last year. Not quite title winners. So the title race will be only between two teams, Inter and Napoli. Napoli have gotten so much stronger over the summer window with the signings they're making, and they still want to sign Miguel Gutierrez from Girona. If they sign Gutierrez from Girona, my God. Spinazzola, who are you? Gutierrez will be an instant game changer, I think, on that left side. You have Noah Long and Gutierrez on that left side for Napoli. Fantastic. Inter, we still think they have the best squad in Italy, but they need to sign a center back. They've been dealing with this whole Lukman saga. They need to sign a center back. Obviously, everybody's linked to Leone. Every Serie A club is linked to Leone. But nobody wants to sign him because they're like, oh, we don't want to trust the young center back. Give the guy the keys. Both sides are strong. One side has an experienced manager in Conte. The other has a novice in Christian Kivu. I feel like Christian Kivu is under pressure, but he's a novice. I feel bad for him that he's going into this situation because Inter still have a very strong team. But tactically, how will they go? How will they bounce back after the horrific ending they had last season with no titles, Club World Cup exit to Fluminense? I think Inter need a bounce back season. But Napoli, for me, they're just the strongest side and they have the best manager in the league. When you have Antonio Conte in your team, you're going to be title favorites for me. Napoli, I think, will go back-to-back and they will be title winners. But Serie A is always unpredictable, as we have seen in the last couple of years. You know, Milan winning the league, Napoli with Spalletti winning the league, then obviously Inter and Inzaghi absolutely dominating the league 2 seasons ago. You can never predict the Serie A. That's why it's a beautiful league and it's always exciting, the football they play. My bold prediction: no, it's not Atalanta to finish like bottom 10. I don't think they're going to regress that badly. I don't think it's going to be like AS Roma not getting a top 4 finish. I think AS Roma will finish in the top 4. My bold prediction is the beautiful place of Como. They've had a crazy project. They spent crazy money. They're buying a bunch of youngsters around Europe. But I believe in Cesc Fabregas. I think he's going to be a game-changing manager around football. They progressed so well at the end of last season, you know, finishing kind of bottom half of the Serie A, but still playing some really exciting football. I think they're going to take a massive leap. And I think Como, they're going to finish in 6th place this season in the Serie A. If Como finished 6th place, that would be an incredible achievement by Cesc Fabregas and the team. And you would know that this project that Como are trying to build, oh, it's for real. So my title winners are Napoli, and my bold prediction is Como to finish in 6th place. And the last league we're going to predict is La Liga. It's only between 3 teams: Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Atletico. Atletico, I don't quite see them yet as title winners. I think they need a season with these new signings and seeing how Simeone can progress with these players. A lot of these players are still young. while they are established stars like Alex Baena, Hanchko, Thiago Almada, we don't know how good defensively Atleti will be with Simeone and these players. I mean, they still haven't signed another center back. Jimenez is still a liability with how injury prone he is. Lenglet, terrible. Lenormand needs a bounce back after the horrific injury he had, so that's why I'm not quite putting Atleti as title winners, because I need to see them be better defensively and against low blocks. I think they've signed the right sort of profile in order to unlock a low block, but they need to prove it. And Simeone needs to prove it. That's why I have Atleti finishing third. So it's between Real Madrid and Barcelona, like it is every single year for the last couple of years. And with the way things are going, I think Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso, they've made the right signings defensively. Huijsen, Carreras, obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold coming on a free. They made some good signings. Still need another center back because Rudiger last season kind of regressed, but I feel like he can bounce back. Eder Militao after another ACL injury, how will he perform? So there's question marks defensively with Xabi Alonso. How do you balance the midfield because Bellingham's out injured with the shoulder surgery? So there's question marks, I think, with Real Madrid. But Xabi Alonso is a good manager. It's going to take time. That's why I'm going to tell Real Madrid fans, patience. But let's see if these guys got patience, because all I've been seeing is, oh, we need a title. Yes, you need the title, but you also have to understand it's going to take time with these new players to really get a style of play. How does Xabi Alonso want to play with these players? But mind you, he's under pressure, because at Real Madrid, if they go back-to-back seasons trophyless, oh, the manager will take the heat because they signed superstar players, so it's going to be the fault of the manager. So I feel kind of bad for Xabi Alonso, but Real Madrid, I think they will be better defensively as a cohesive unit compared to last year. But it's going to be interesting to see how the dynamic of Vini and Mbappe will work, and obviously Rodrigo looks like he's going to stay. They have world-class players, Real Madrid, but my title winners are going to be Barcelona because they still got Lamine Yamal, Pedri, and all these guys. I mean, when you have those sort of players in your team, and with the way Hansi Flick played last season, I think Barcelona will go back-to-back, and it's just such an exciting team to watch. They're adding Rashford, they're adding Rooney Bargi. Now they signed Johan Garcia, who I think was the best goalkeeper in La Liga last season. Don't get crazy over preseason and people trying to find little mistakes he made. I mean, come on now. This is now modern-day football where every little mistake is maximized to the nth degree that, oh my God, this guy's terrible because he didn't read a crossball. I mean, stop it, people. Please, stop it. Johan Garcia will still be a game-changing signing, and his style of play, Hansi Flick, was just so mesmerizing to watch last year. I think Barcelona, they will do it again, and I think their ultimate objective, of course, this season is to win the Champions League. But when it comes to the league, I think Barcelona will do it again because they play this best style of football. They have the best attacking players. They play as a unit. But what we saw last season, yes, some parts were not the greatest from Barcelona. You know, the Las Palmas, Leganes' loss. If they could just be more consistent, they could get over 90 points and get to like 95 points because they are such a good attacking team. I still kind of worry defensively, like in the right back position, because if Koundé goes down injured, you don't really have options there. Win the league once again, go back to back. And my bold prediction, I think this is the season where a big team is going to go down, and that is Sevilla. I think they're going to get relegated. They're cash-strapped. They're financially in a difficult position. They obviously hire Matias Almeida, but it doesn't matter which manager comes in. You could hire Jesus Christ and Buddha. I don't think anybody is saving Sevilla right now because financially they are in a tough position. They have some decent players. If they sell Loic Bada, oh, they're done. Loic Bada is such an excellent center-back, the one of the bright spots for Sevilla last year, and if Luka Bacchio cannot replicate his form, I think Sevilla are in big trouble. Yes, you could give a prediction that Girona might get relegated. I think Sevilla are in even more trouble. Sevilla are in really desperate trouble here. And I think this is the season they go down because I look at teams like Elche, Levante. I think they can stay up in La Liga. Oviedo, not so much. But my bold prediction is Sevilla go down and my title winners are Barcelona. Let me know your thoughts though in the comments down below, people. Who do you think is going to win the Premier League, Serie A, Ligue 1, Eredivisie, Liga Portugal, La Liga, Bundesliga? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and give a bold prediction. Don't be scared. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And remember to follow me on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord, all those links, description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.